Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And today, for your Sunday series, it's going to be a ZVT Best of 5 between Reynor and HeroMarine, starting on game number 1 here on New Repugnancy, the Ladder Edition. Top right-hand corner is the Blue Zerg player, Reynor, and in the bottom left-hand corner, it is the Red Terran player, HeroMarine. Reynor is Italian, HeroMarine is German, so we've got two countries very close to each other in the world going at it right now. Reynor has been 17 at this point for less than a month, you guys. Let's see, I think he was 16 when this was played, because Home Story Cup was in June, his birthday's in July. Yes, he is 16 years old at the time of this replay. Woo! Well, at the time of Home Story Cup 19, which is where this replay is from. Anyway, HeroMarine is in his 20s. He's been doing this a while. He has a lot of great control, a lot of pressure builds, and his macro is pretty darn good as well. So he should give Reynor everything he can handle. And I kind of feel like Reynor gives everything that HeroMarine can handle too. So we will see. Man, I like TVZ. And judging by the view counts on my videos, TVZ is your favorite matchup too, statistically speaking. I don't know. TVZs consistently get a lot higher view counts, higher view counts anyway, than any other matchup. And let's see here, 1, 2, and where's your third drone? This guy right here, look, he's rallied. There he is. Okay, so third guy goes in, doesn't get the gas quickly, which means that speed isn't going to be here now. Speed is going to be a bit away. Yeah, look at this. When it is time to get speed, it's not going to be available right away. I'm interested by this build. I kind of want to see what's going on here with Reynor. He's probably trying to macro up. Oh, he's sneaking in a third before queens. Wow, really, man? Okay, so he's going to sneak in a third base here before his queens are out. Well, there's one queen out at the natural, so he does get that. Speed is delayed. The queen of the main is delayed. And, oh man, he's going to try to build a bunker up here. He might honestly just go for it at this stage. I mean, there's a Reaper ready to rock. Can it kill 4 lings before a bunker gets killed? I don't know. Either way, that SCV was just there to make sure that this was a hatch first play, not a pool first play out of Reynor. I want to make sure the command center can be built safely on the low ground, and that's what the SCV's job was. So far, so good here. I mean, out of this Reaper, Queen's going to pop now, though. Going to get any kills whatsoever. The question is the Reaper, and no. Oh, I forgot Reaper name. You going to stay alive long enough for me to give you a Reaper name? I imagine you will. Alright, so this is Dies Horribly. Dies Horribly is an unfortunate individual that was given his name because of a prophetic vision a fortune teller had during his naming ceremony back on his home world. He'd lived his life in constant fear of his horrible death that awaits him, and after his world was colonized by the Terran Dominion and he was drafted into the Reaper program, he knows now more than ever his horrible death is coming sooner rather than later. So he's alive. He's got 2 kills. Not too bad here. Dies horribly. I mean, he is going to die horribly because Reapers, again, they just don't live very long. Sometimes they live to the end of games, but the more minutes go on here, the more likely it is he's going to get toast. Especially if he's being used offensively like this. Sometimes Reapers play defense, but not today. Not in the hands of HeroMarine. Cruising on into the main base, and again, speed is not done yet because it was delayed, so speedlings aren't going to be able to kill this dude all that easily. Why are you standing there, Dies Horribly? Alright. Dies Horribly is dead. Oh, it was the Hellions, of course. It was the Hellions cruising on in to roast up 3 drones that the Reaper did not get micro properly. Well, that would explain it. Alright, so Dies Horribly gets a couple kills, dies to a queen after standing there and getting stabbed in the face by queen spines for about 10 seconds. That's how many swipes it took to actually kill said Reaper. But yeah, Reynor got a third base up fast. Kind of like this. I mean, maybe it means you lose a couple drones. Maybe it means you're not quite ready to deal with the Reaper when the time comes. But at the same time, your economy looks really, really healthy on 3 bases this early. Honestly, the saturation looks okay on all 3 bases. He's got some lings out. He's waiting for more Hellions to show up, but there's only 3 back here on the other side of the map, and a third base is on the way for HeroMarine, so he's not going to be any more aggressive. This number of lings is probably fine for 3 Hellions if you want to surround them and kill them on creep. But yeah, no more than that at this stage. He's making 4 more, though. He's making 4 more Zerglings, which are not going to be necessary here, I don't think. Is there an armory on the way? We're going to see Hellbats? No, definitely not. Definitely none of those. It's a barracks and another barracks. So definitely bioing it here today. Creep spreading along this left side, and tumor canceled. Tumor canceled. Nicely done. So we can land it later, or lay it down later here. Ling's going for that surround. Ooh, 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 ooh. Coming from both sides. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, they slipped out. Man, I hate Hellions when they get slippery like that. How'd they get out of there? Nicely done, HeroMarine. Good micro. Regardless, Lair now on the way from Reynor. He's injecting pretty well on all three of his bases. A Liberator sets up at the third base. Doesn't get any kills whatsoever. The reaction time there was absolutely perfect for Reynor. The drones are not getting into the zone until the zone is safe. Wow. I mean, that might have been luck, but anyway, got another Liberator coming up to the north here. Reynor's ready for Liberators now, though. And that Queen has been stabbing quite early on that Liberator for this whole time. Are you going to set up anyway? Probably on autopilot. There it is. Ah, you let her go, and these drones have to lose mining time. One gets picked off. Two get picked off there. Queen sneaks into the range so as not to get hit. Queen in the natural base. There's not a queen in the natural base, as it turns out. Nor is there a Spore Crawler here. So this Liberator getting way more done than it should be able to. Here in the early stages, 3 kills. All of them going to this Liberator at this stage. Meanwhile, Hellions cruising on into the third base, try to get some free... Oh, the Queens are not here. The Queens are not here. But the Lings are. The Lings are responding properly because the Overlord saw them coming. 1 Hellion down. They're all going to die. That's your good surround. Not too many Lings had to die in that engagement. Now, the third base is in trouble. That's why you set up a Liberator to encircle it in some level of safety. But, man, I think all those SCVs could die if you went in there with all those Lings. However, Marines and tanks are showing up to support that too, so that's really nice. Fourth base done for Reynor down this right side. Hydralisk Den on the way, working on +1/+1 for the Lings and the Banelings, which not for missile attack, which indicates to me we're probably going to see Ultras at some point later on, which is weird, because if your opponent shows the ability and the willingness to make Liberators this early, you really wouldn't want to go, honestly, for Ultras, because Liberators are one of the best answers to them in the game. Liberators are. They hit hard like trucks, and they ignore armor. And even if they didn't ignore armor, still it's like 100 damage upgraded, and if your armor's 6... okay, it's 94 instead of 100. So that's why you want stuff that hits hard and hits big against Ultralisks, which is what Marauders are, which is what tanks are, which is what our Mortals are, etc., etc. Too many Lings, too many Banelings. That little excursion has to get shut down from HeroMarine. Overseer, maybe setting up for a Nidus later on. I may be a little bit skewed. I've been doing a lot of Nidus play in my own ladder games recently. And let's just say sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But it's fun. I like being the aggressive Zerg player. As these guys, they were off creep and they thought they were safe, but no, too close to the creep. The Banelings just snuck right on over there. Yeah, I understand this whole style that we've got with Reynor and Cyril does, and it's really good. It's like a really, really good style, this whole defensive macro thing. But it wears on my nerves to be constantly on the lookout for drops, and then you're attacking from 3 places at once, and then you're not paying attention for 4 seconds, and suddenly your 5th base is gone, that kind of thing. I don't like it. I don't like that style most of the time. Sometimes I have the patience for it, but most of the time, no. So what I like to do is go for Roach Ravager attacks early. I like to go for Niduses early. And that way I like to set the tone of the game. And it's not the Terran player or the Protoss player. Can't really Nidus all that well against Zerg. On some level you can. Especially, you know, if they've kind of got you contained and you want to get out across the map without them knowing it. Hydras do pick off a medevac there, though, which is fantastically done. And yeah, the hatch ends up, it's on its way here for Reynor. It did die. Did it die? It did die. Anyway, Drilling Claws on the way. You do want Widowmines with Drilling Claws if you're going against Ling, Bane, Hydra, and your bio. Just because Widowmines will kill all of this stuff very, very easily. All of this is very low HP. So tanks are good. Widowmines are good. Tank Fire kills a Widowmine to kill a Zergling there. Friendly Fire Splash on tanks is no joke, guys. It hits pretty hard. So 4 base and it to 3 base and it 5th base just about done here from Reynor. He's looking good, man. Overall, he's got a Spire on the way. He's making 20 Zerglings. It is 112 to 93 army supply for Reynor. Worker supply is up to 80. Is about the magic number lately for Zerg players. So Reynor happily sitting on that level of economy here. Widowmine drop at the 4th base, though. 4 Widowmines. Crikey. Okay, that was 10 drones. That could have been more, but it was definitely 10 drones, and then they all get picked up and saved. Got Drilling Claws anyway, so if you don't have detection, you can't see them. Spore Crawler helping with that, but they're already gone. And man, can I even see those guys on the mini-map? No, they're not even... How am I supposed to see this on the mini-map? It's not on the mini-map. I'm trying to pay attention to it, I promise. And then, if you get the Lings on top well enough, the Widow Mines will fire and do friendly fire damage to their own units, kind of like that. Widow Mine's firing backwards on a ton of those Lings, taking out a ton of Marines in the process. Widow Mine dances back in and does get picked off after one Widow Mine lands. Widow Mine has 4 kills. And 4 drones go down. Man, for one Widow Mine hit, that's not bad stuff. Honestly, it's not. Clearing the creep back. HeroMarine, he's got off 4th base, done. It is a planetary fortress as well here, which is beautiful for him. Yeah, so both players are well into late game comps here at 10.5 minutes. They're both maxed out. That is how crazy ZVT can be sometimes. Overseer scouting around trying to see, are we still working on, yeah, still working on upgrades for bio, so no big tech switch coming in or anything like that. Greater Spire now on the way. He sees, does he see a starport? Am I blind here? Where the heck is the starport? I don't know. There's engagements at the front here, though. Hydra's dancing back and forth. Marines and Marauders trying to kill them. Hydras can actually kind of stand on their own, especially if they have a concave against that much Marine and Marauder. Oh, there it is. It's red. Man, it is so... Anyway, it's red. Yeah, so there is the ability to double pump Liberators at some point. So definitely it looks like we are going for a Greater Spire and Broodlords here today. Dun, dun, dun. Once again, just engaging on the edge of the creep here. Reynor wants to wait for these Banelings before he goes in. Tries to get that surround, and then the Widow Mine's firing, but getting wiped out here too, and they are not free. Widow Mines do cost. You don't want them to die for nothing. Same with everything, though. I mean, Zerglings are effectively cheap as free right now, as Reynor is sitting at about 1,700 minerals in his bank. Medevacs getting picked out. Hydra's focusing on Medevacs pretty well here. I'm noticing another 2 or 3 go down in that engagement. That's a pretty good stuff. Army supply 108 to 79 in favor of Reynor right now. He is looking really strong. Continuing to make 12 Banelings at the front here. 1 Liberator, not going to stop the Hydras from coming up that ramp. Thank you for asking. But no. Does he have enough Banelings and Hydras to take down the Planetary Fortress is the question. He's not even going to try. He's forcing the Marines back here. Off creep. Widow Mines not quite able to fire on anything there. Meanwhile, is this more Widow Mine drops up north? It certainly is. Man, 7 drones getting killed during that harassment. The Hydras and Banelings are really scary here at the 3rd right now. Banelings getting target fired down, trying to explode on what they can. Marauders absorbing a lot of that damage too, which is exactly what they want. And then the Widow Mine's getting cleaned out up here at the 5th base. So both players taking some hits there. Some SCVs, some drones going down. 27 drones have been killed. Wow. And only 3 SCVs have gone down so far. So nice job, HeroMarine, with the harassment. That has largely been Widow Mine drops, I think. I mean, yes, there was the Hellion attack that got 3. But beyond that, Reynor taking a base up north here for his 6th. That is a 6th base he's taken, and we're still on 4 base from HeroMarine. He's been under pressure for quite some time here. 7 Broodlords on the way. HeroMarine, in response, is making 4 Liberators at a time. Which, honestly, you probably want Vikings in this case, but Liberators do damage to anti-air too. Do anti-air damage? Anti-air damage as well. Creep spread, replacing that consistently here is Reynor. I mean, his EPM is just super great. It's around 700 right now, which is insane. Killing rocks for additional attack paths onto this side of the map here. Reynor is always thinking ahead. Going for pathogen glands. I love infestor play in ZVT. You just don't see enough of it, I feel like, these days. All right, man. The Broodlords are here, and there's just a lot of bio. So, like, yeah. Broodlord pulling back. That is a lot of bio, though. I'd almost rather have Banelings versus that than Broodlords at this stage. Marauder count pretty heavy, though, and the Marines are in the back, which is really smart so far out of HeroMarine with that positioning. Got Lings and Banelings ready for a big flank attack. Like, once the Terran player commits down here, they're going to swing in, but they're not committing down here because the Broodlords are forcing them back up that ramp. Broodlords firing down on the Planetary Fortress, causing some damage there too. There it is. There's your backside attack. Coming in from the left. Big time hits. Nice splits, though. Really nice splits, but that means the Broodlords can just kind of target fire you down and encircle you if you're split up like that. Hydra's picking off some of the Liberators and the Vikings that come along to try to deal with the Broodlords. That said, the ground army for Reynor is pretty small. If you only have Broodlords, they're not that good. They need to be able got to be able to be support units here, or supported by other things. I guess they should have support units to help them, is how I should have explained that. Alright, so the Broodlord's pretty happy. I mean, some kills, 2 kills, 4 kills. How are more drones dying? More, man, stuff I can't see on the mini-map. Okay, now I can, because it's being attacked. 4 drones killed, but at this stage, I mean, 15 minutes in, it doesn't really matter. Marines Marauders do find the 6th base. After it's done, and after a big drone transfer, that hurts. That hurts immensely for Reynor. He has already lost 30 drones. He's going to lose a bunch more there, and going to boost inside the main base, leaving these Marines behind. Unfortunately, the boost was so quick, is what it was here. Why are there drones at the front line for Reynor? What is going on right now? I don't actually know. So yeah, these guys get cleaned up. Banelings exploding on Marauders. I think that's how the Marauders would prefer to go out there. It's a more cost-efficient way to do things. 21 drones killed just recently here. That is a 48 drone kill count for HeroMarine. Reynor has 80 drones, but he has lost a whole bunch, and he's had to use larva and money to replace them. Larva and money he'd rather use on things like upgrades and actual units for attacking. He doesn't want to have to replace drones. Once he makes the drones, he'd rather they just keep working forever and ever. +3 flyer attack here on the way from Reynor, working on +1 air weapons. HeroMarine. And Hyders picking off a couple of those Liberators. Man, these, or Vikings rather. Liberators not getting picked off because their circles are well placed, as it turns out. And as a planetary fortress. Alright, so how do we do this? Lings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 8 Banelings here. Lings getting extra damage in, and then you wrap around the outside, and you go after the SCVs rather than, I mean, that's your choice, right? Is you go after the SCVs. How are more drones dying? Where? Here? Another Liberator! Okay, that one you can see on the minimap. That was my fault. I just wasn't looking on that one. But here's your engagement of the day. Corruptors and Broodlords doing pretty well here in the sky. There is not a lot to handle this. The Vikings are getting wiped out. The Liberator's getting wiped out too. All the Liberators end up dying, except for one. She's got 5 kills. She's pretty zippy. And then Widowmine's clearing out 1 million of those Zerglings. And Reynor pulling on back there. Planetary Fortress still alive. Has 18 total kills. Some of that including Lings and Banelings. Vipers on the way. Blinding Cloud, a good way to neutralize the Planetary Fortresses here. Creep spread pushing along the right side. The creep spread is honestly kind of insane for Reynor and has been for quite some time today. This is game 1, by the way. This is game 1 of our best of 5. Might be here a while, is what I'm trying to tell you right now. Wow, it's a bit of a lull. That never happens. Oh, the Caustic Spray, though. That's just mean. Caustic Spray DPS is, you can't out-repair it, is the thing. I mean, you can show up here, but look at that. I mean, Caustic Spray DPS, it might be the highest DPS in the entire game when it gets up and going. It's a ramp-up thing, right? It starts out kind of low, and then the longer it's going, the more it hurts. Steady targeting, taking out one of the Corruptors. Everybody makes it out. That's good. Sniping down that base was a big deal. HeroMarine landing a command center here for a replacement base. And all is well. He's totally fine. Meanwhile, Lings and Banelings cruising on into the 3rd. 7 SCVs go down. But the Orbital Command ends up surviving there. Ghosts in the mix. I do love to see Ghosts in late game TVZ. If you can't use Ghosts in late game TVZ, you're going to have a hard time winning late game TVZ. Steady targeting is good against everything a Zerg player is going to try to use against you. Good against Broodlords, good against Corruptors, good against even Hydralisks and Roaches and one-shots those guys. Corruptors, as we saw previously, pretty good against them as well. So, EMP, pretty decent at catching Infestors in place. That said, remember Pathogen Glands got researched and then we haven't actually seen any Infestors today? I remember that. Yeah, so if you ever want some... Oh, look, he does now. They're in the production tab. Right. It's like, yes, I did get that upgrade. I might as well make some, I suppose. Steady targeting on Overlords, because why not? Honestly, it's just a cooldown. Wait, or is it it's an energy thing, right? Yes, it is an energy thing. This is a pretty scary Zerg army, man. This is Banelings. This is... Ooh, nice Widowmine shot, though, on those Banelings. 17 kills. On that, Widowmine. Widowmines are a good unit. Unless they're firing on Broodlings, in which case, No, the Broodlords are out of position. One gets sniped very easily, and then HeroMarine doesn't get greedy. He just pulls back another parting shot on a Viper and calls it good. So 6th base in it here. Reynor for quite some time hasn't really... There we go. 7th base on the way. I was going to say it's probably time for a 7th. If we're being entirely honest with ourselves. 1, 2, 3... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases here. 2 for HeroMarine at the top left. He is ahead economically as far as base count is concerned. Widowmines keep getting picked out of the ground here by these broodlings. And if they die, whatever. It's free units, Reynor says. This is a lot of Liberators, though. This kind of feels like a TVP, honestly. Parasitic Bomb. Toss down on all of these air units. Serious damage to all of the Liberators. Man alive, one goes down. Everybody got severely injured. And then Reynor pulls back and says, hey, do you want to repair these? Or yes, why don't you suck some of your income off? Your bank is at 100 right now. Reynor's at 2,000 minerals and 1,800 gas. Liberators up north. 2 more drones go down. Liberator dies to the giant Corruptor Ball that now exists. Honestly, kind of feel like Corruptors could snipe both of these bases, one of these 2 bases, without really too much hassle. I wonder if they're thinking about it. They're probably going to try to poke at these bases sooner rather than later. HeroMarine moving in response to it. Plus 2 air weapons is on the way from the Terran player. Resources lost, 35,000 for the Zerg, 32,000 for the Terran. So it's not that big of a discrepancy this late into the game. It's pretty much even, I'd say, right now. Bank, however, big deal for Reynor. Look at this. Look at this bank versus HeroMarine's bank. It's 3,000, 2,000 compared to 200, 300. It's a minor difference. High ground belongs to the Zerg. Do you want to come up this? I mean, okay. Parasitic Bomb going down on the Liberators. Corruptors finishing them off here too. Banelings trying to crash down on the Ghost. Can't quite do it. The steady. Oh, the bonus versus light. Those Ghosts survive, and everybody is in big trouble now. However, Reynor just retreats. He says, you know what? My Banelings did not hit any of those Ghosts like I wanted them to. And the thing about steady targeting is it's a channeled spell, which means if it gets interrupted, it doesn't go off. And so dealing with Broodlords, that's the hard thing in dealing with Broodlords with Ghosts, is that Broodlings are going to be chewing on you, and if you're getting chewed on, you can't channel the steady targeting spell and it doesn't go off. So that is something I've seen. This is problematic for that particular setup, but if the Ghosts are in the back and you have like Marauders buffering, then they can hit. It's hard to do, and a good Zerg player will target fire the Ghosts with their Broodlords for that particular reason. Because you can stop them pretty cold if you're just chewing on them with anything. So, base done for Reynor, taking another one in the middle for an 8th. Is it an 8th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, by golly, it is. That is an 8th hatchery we're working on for the Zerg. Man, it's a 199 supply to 159 here. HeroMarine's not maxed out. He's working on it. Meanwhile, Lings show up to wipe out some of the SCVs here at the 3rd. It's pretty much mined out anyway, so whatever. Banelings were ready to explode, but then it turned out they weren't needed for anything. So Supply Depot is getting focused down here by the Zerglings, who don't have adrenal glands, I don't think. They're not hitting like adrenal gland Zerglings are. Some units come down to deal with this, and I kind of feel like that leaves this group really vulnerable. But Reynor pulls back instead. Another Liberator sneaks its way up here. 9 drones killed. Are you kidding? 63? 63 drones killed in this game so far by HeroMarine. He is behind, but how the Corruptors did not move over there. What? All right, more kills it is. I suppose we should add to the total. Is the whole army? Yeah, this is not good from Reynor. You can't send your whole army to deal with a Liberator. I do that kind of stuff. You can't do what Falcon does in macro games. It's not good. Banelings crushing into the ground here. They're going to try to finish off this orbital command. Again, if they had adrenal glands, I bet it'd go a lot better for them. Just making sure I'm not stupid. It's not there, and they weren't attacking fast, so definitely not. Where is it, though? Why would he not get adrenal glands? Reynor, did you forget? Maybe he forgot. This is a pretty stressful situation. Here at Home Story Cup. His bases are a little oversaturated. I mean, 66 workers is actually not a bad place to be if you have this kind of a bank. Thing is, HeroMarine's been allowed to have these 2 bases for too long. Far, far too long here. And Reynor has not technically killed a base yet. So maybe this one? I mean, it's already effectively mined out is the problem. There's 1 mineral patch here. And the geysers have about 300 gas total remaining. So I don't know if that was even a major victory for Reynor. Parasitic Bomb. I love the Parasitic Bomb and the Liberators because they're stationary targets. And they'll take that damage, man. But the Liberator... Defender mode circle ranges are huge. They are really, really big. Steady targeting something, but nope. You have to run back. Can't cast if you're running. Banelings exploding. Can't cast if a Baneling's exploding right in your mug. More Corruptors, more Banelings coming in here. Reynor spending his bank to some extent, but still has 2,000, 2,000. Still has 2,000, 2,000, you guys. Some Ghosts going down to Broodlings, which is exactly what you want here. But this top base is evacuated. Reynor's, was this a 6th? I want to say it was a 6th. It is going down, baby. That is a major win for HeroMarine. Army of Reynor just being really patient. No need to engage into a situation that's too scary. Or really scary. More Parasitic Bomb. Great split there. Vikings can split because they're not stationary. Ever, really. They always have the ability to move out of the way if they've got Parasitic Bomb on them. Get in the circles. Deal with the Hydra. So many circles, though. And then the Banelings picked off from distance here, too. This is what I'm talking about. 144 Banelings have died. Not exploded on their intended target. These are Banelings that have been killed before exploding what they want to kill. That's insane. That is an insane number of Banelings that have just not done anything for Reynor in this game. Parasitic Bomb getting tossed down again. Vikings forced to flee. Some of them anyway. Throwing down. There you go. Throwing down them Broodlings. The Marines are chewing them up pretty nicely. These are 3-3 Marines, by the way. Or I'll eat my hat. Yeah. Oh, it's 2-2 for the air, but 3-3 for the Marines. And suddenly, Reynor's backed into a corner here. He's going to lose his 8th base. Got more and more Marines running up here. They're not even bothering to clear creep right now. It's just a really nice composition of Liberators, Vikings, Marines, Marauders, Ghosts, and Medevacs. A lot of these flying units are injured, but they're not dead yet, so they're still dealing 100% of their damage. And a Reynor backed into a corner. I'd really love to see some Fungals tossed down over there on those Ghosts, but I don't even know where the Infestors went, man. He had them. Steady targeting on the Broodlords, though. They do get several hits off there. The Broodlord count is now down to 5. Not a healthy place to be at all. And if the Terran is on your front door, that's also a bad place to be. I cannot believe that he's not even clearing this creep out. He's just like, you know what? We're going to live on the creep and dare you to come kill us. How does that sound, says Reynor. I don't know, man. I honestly can't tell you. Corruptors picking off Ava. A couple Vikings go down. Parasitic Bomb, like, just barely glanced a couple of those Vikings and they died. Ghost finishing off an Extractor. Replacement base coming up down south here from Reynor. We guess who's dropping? HeroMarine is dropping on the space and killing those drones. How is this happening right now? Reynor's bank is down to nothing. HeroMarines is also down to nothing. Army supply heavier here for Reynor, but the steady targeting doing some really, really good stuff right now. Look at this long distance mining from HeroMarine. Like, I can't set up my base where I want it to. So whatever, it's fine. Banelings, 2 Banelings on 1 Marine is a horrible trade for Reynor, but he's really more worried about this base up here than anything else. Some Ghosts going down. Corruptors wiping out the air army quite nicely, but reinforcing Marines and Marauders coming from the south right now. Banelings clearing out the top, but no, it's not enough to handle the rest of it. Army supply 102 to 93, but there's nothing to deal with the Ghosts at this stage. There's a handful of Zerglings and Hydras on the ground, but no, in full retreat now. Steady targeting, trying to get some shots off. No, Broodlings saving the day again there. Nice Fungal. Gets a Fungal on the pre-split. Trying to split as the Fungal came down. It didn't kill anybody, though, because, again, the upgrades are good here. Where are these SCVs going? I don't know. Who knows what they are doing? Anyway, 3rd base down. Reynor, that's been mined out for quite some time. I'm sure he's not too worried about it. Ling's coming around on the backside to wipe out some of these Marines. Steady targeting on an Overseer, because why not? 138, 144 to 105 supply. That's the thing about Reynor's army right now. His units, his Marines are cheap and more effective overall than the Zerglings are. Caustic Spray on this up north base. Yes, Reynor does get a victory there. Slowing down HeroMarine a tiny bit, but 2 bases of Reynor's are being killed at the exact same time right now. And where is his army? It's 4 Broodlords. It is 70 supply of army. So many Corruptors that are not going to be all that useful against the Marines, the Marauders, or the Ghosts. Good against Medevacs, yes. Good against Liberators, yes. Good against Vikings, sure. But there aren't any Vikings here. It's just ground army being produced right now. Marines, and more Marines here from HeroMarine. This is really scrappy down here to the end. Lings, Banelings, trying to explode on something. The splits are way too good. Everything in the air gets wiped out, but that just means the Broodlords die, and HeroMarine takes game number 1 there Wow, in 29 minutes and 37 seconds. What an absolutely insane win for a HeroMarine. Fantastic display of just handling the Zerg assault, handling the Broodlords, handling the Corruptors, handling the Parasitic Bombs, and the Banelings coming in. His splits were consistently good. He did end up losing one base, 2 bases, but in the grand scheme of things, it didn't really matter. The fact that these 2 bases stayed alive long enough to effectively get mined out is what kept HeroMarine in this game and effectively let him win the game. I am still shocked this creep is still here. I have never seen a Terran player be so brave as to just wander way onto creep, set up shop, and say, come get me. The Liberators were a huge component of that victory for Reynor. The fact that he was able to get Liberator attacks and Liberator circles set up there was just, it was magnifique. It was a wonderful showing of Terran dominance. And then again, just the micro. Not enough Infestor play. I would like to see more of that out of Reynor. I would like to see him go for more Infested Terrans, Fungals, Neuroparasites, sometimes sort of good on things like Liberators. But, man, good game. Really good game. I mean, overall, 73,000 resources lost for Reynor, 60,000 for HeroMarine, so way more cost efficient, as he should be. Zerg is the least cost efficient race there is. All 3 Infestors dead, 22 Corruptors dead, 21 Broodlords dead, 5 Hatcheries dead, and 100 drones killed. That's how you beat a Zerg player like Reynor, is you kill 100 drones. On the other side, 241 Marines down, which honestly, well, 487 Lings down, so it's about 1-to-1 ratio there for the Lings and Marines. 40 Widow Mines, 43 SCVs killed, which generally would be a concern, but again, HeroMarine won the match. 2 planetary fortresses, a command center, and an orbital command all got destroyed throughout that match. 39 Liberators, so I mean, it was a hard-hitting game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, but stick with me. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with even more StarCraft 2 best of 5 action here. Don't go anywhere. Game 2. It's on Acropolis, the ladder edition. HeroMarine up 1-2-0. Bottom right-hand corner is the red Terran player. And on the top left is the blue Zerg player. It is Reynor. Oh boy, that was an excellent ZVT. Kind of wish I had cast that as a standalone, but it is part of a series, so the Sunday series is better than average, I kind of feel like at this point. Whew. All right, so the Falcon Paladin Hour is a weekly podcast featuring myself and Samacron. Just search Falcon Paladin in your podcast app, whichever one you use, and you will find it. Talk about StarCraft, talk about TV shows and music and books sometimes, and did I say movies already? I think I said TV shows. Anyway, yep, that's what we talk about on the podcast. It is a good time had by all. Also, quick, just that we do have merch available. I just can't forget the one dude who came in the Discord server and was like, hey man, you should sell merchandise. And I was like, we do. So I try to make it a little bit more noticeable that we do. So link in the description to that. Probably link in the top right to it as well, if you check there. If not, it's just Shopify and Falcon Paladin. Anyway, I liked Reynor's build in the last game. It's not what lost him the match. I mean, he was able to hold against early Hellion Harass. A couple drones died, but he was maxed out and plenty of time to deal with what HeroMarine was slinging his way. If you make it to the 25th minute of a game, your opening wasn't bad. I'm just going to say that. So, I mean, it's, man, it is incredibly fast, too. And that speed is late. Again, just the gas you're taking here with 2 workers instead of 3. But it allows him to get the minerals out to get that third base down faster. So that's what he's doing again here. Reaper on the way. Reaper's name is Cowley. Cowley? Cowl. When a Zerg invasion threatened a densely populated Dominion base, a force of tanks were sent to meet the alien scourge. Heavily underestimating the enemy numbers, a handful of tanks withdrew under the command of Cowl to report back the overwhelming incoming threat. During his return, the roads were packed with refugees to which Cowl ordered to drive straight through for 3 kilometers. The next day, he was awarded with the title of the People's Hero and a Reaper suit. Dang, Cowl. Bad times for you. This is Kowle, so it's a name, right? So Cowl, maybe. So you got slow Lings here, and the Queen's a little bit later than normal because the third base is going down to the south, as you can see on the mini-map there. So the Reaper's got a little bit more to work with. But it's not crazy. It's not like he's going to pick off 1,000,000 drones here or anything. It doesn't even get a single worker this time. Just bruises up all of them, varying shades of colors there. Sees the third base. And Queen ready to stab away here. So it's just, yeah, it's not bad. I think I might steal this opening from Reynor. Really, really economic. That third base timing is incredibly fast. Hellion follow-up here from HeroMarine, whose main base is safe, as Reynor hasn't been aggressive at all in the early stages of the match here. I haven't seen any two-base Roach Ravager style stuff, haven't seen any Baneling busts. It's really just been him macroing up as hard as he can and then dealing with the late game composition of HeroMarine as best as he can. It was a close game. I mean, that's something that Reynor could have won in game number 1, but not able to pull it out there. The Ghost play, again, too good. Man, Reynor's good with Ghosts. I would have loved to see more Infestors. Fungling those Ghosts really helps shut them down, too. Baneling's less reliable. I would say if you're going to go for trying to wipe out all that bio, Fungal's much better. Slowing the units down so that Broodlings can hit them easier. It's a nice synergistic relationship between Broodlords and Infestors, and has been since Wings of Liberty. I mean, Broodlord Infestor is one of the first, like, super overpowered late game strategies in the game back in 2010, 2011. It was considered, I mean, it was just, that's what Zergs always did against Protoss, and there wasn't really anything Protoss could do about it, except for use motherships with the Vortex. Oh, what was it called? When they had the Vortex, the Black Hole ability, right? Where it sucked all the units in. Anyway, I think it was just Vortex. That sounds about right. But yeah, anywho, third base coming up for HeroMarine as part of his wall. He's like, you know what? If you're going to be that economic, I'm going to be super economic against you because you can't do anything about my quick third base because your third was so fast. I mean, maybe he could. Maybe if he stopped at like 30 drones, he could get a huge Baneling attack off and get a lot of stuff done over here, to be honest. But he is not interested in that right now. He wants to play like Serral does. And that's where he is. And that's something Laser talked about. He put an essay in the Players Tribune, or I forget what it's called. But basically he said, you know, I was at the same level. I was ranked higher than Serral was as Cowl goes down a few years ago. But then I just kept doing all these little two-base Nidus timings and Roach Ravager attacks, and I never learned how to macro style. And Serral did, and it hurt him. He got some big-time losses in big tournaments because of it. But then he worked at it and perfected it, and now he's the best player in the world, and I'm still where I was 2 or 3 years ago. So Laser is trying to become what Serral is, which good luck with that, I guess. It's not an easy ask. Hellions darting on in, just off creep and to just on creep. Lings ready to rock, split out. If you're trying to get in here, there's a Viking waiting for Overlords to spread across the map here, if at all possible. Double armory here. Interestingly enough, he is meching it. That's his third factory, just under construction. So we're going to see mech out of HeroMarine. He is very capable of the strategy. We've seen him do it before. Banelings! Oh, I thought they were going to get a hit there. Nope. Absolutely not. Auto turret going down, and oh, can they get out? They're trying to sneak down the left side. You know, 4 of them managed to get out of there. That's probably more than I would have been able to if those were in my hands, which is why HeroMarine is the player that you're watching instead of me. I mean, sometimes I like to play out on twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. I mean, not sometimes. It's like 3 times a week, but still. Doing Brood War stuff out there. Brood War campaign on Sundays. I'm doing StarCraft 2 ladder 3 times a week. Otherwise, and it's a real good time. Do team stuff. 2v2s Archon mode with Somicron. Come say hi. Twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. Hellions. Roosh. That's what I'm talking about. Roosh. Roast them up. And at this point, I think Reynor has a good indication. Yeah, he's got a Roach Warren on the way. You don't really make a Roach Warren at this stage of the game if your opponent is going to go bio, just because bio scales so well against Roaches generally here. These Hellions getting a lot of work done. That is a little bit better stuff here from Reynor, though. And wow, losing these Hellions is actually a major problem for HeroMarine, because now Reynor can drone up all that he wants. He's pretty much done making Lings at this stage because he doesn't have to worry about anything right now. He's making 4 drones at a time. He is making some Zerglings in the mix. Expanding down south. Honestly, a 5th base would not be a miss at this stage. There's really not much that HeroMarine can do to kill you with this stage of the game. He's got, what, 2 Cyclones, 3 Cyclones, and 2 Hellions. Yeah, I'd love to see him just expand right now. There's really nothing else you need to do. Is it going to be a race car mech? It looks like it is. We're going for nothing but Cyclones and Hellions in production right now, so race car mechan, an annoying strategy to play against. Not necessarily overpowered, though. I've seen Zerg players handle it. It's just the constant kiting by the Cyclones is what gets old time and time and time again. There's something that annoys me watching Cyclones flee for their lives while shooting at you as they run away. Just like, look, man, if you want to fight, stand and fight. Everything else stands and fights. I guess kiting exists for things like stalkers, and roaches can kite too sometimes, but if your entire life is about kiting, like, you need to rethink your priorities, mate. Just my personal opinion. Hey, look, 12 Swarm Host and a Nidus on the way too, though. I kind of like this too, going against Mech. Where is he going to throw down a Nidus is the question. Where does he have vision is the other question. He doesn't really have it in great places. This Overseer, thinking about it. Oh, but then locked on and murdered because it doesn't have speed. See, those Cyclones are even running away from an Overseer to kill it. How silly is that? Yeah, man. Swarm Host. This is getting to a ridiculous Swarm Host count. You don't want too many. We've seen Cyril do this before. We've seen him make about 12. Okay, there you go. 12 Swarm Hosts. I think there are now 13 officially for Reynor. Yeah, 12, 13 Swarm Host. Just bouncing back and forth here. Oh, do they see this? They do. Wow. All right. Well, lock on and blue flame enough to kill this thing before it actually comes up. That is some pretty good damage, man. Especially considering Magfield Accelerator is done. The lasers on the front of the Cyclones. Giving that away here. All right, Reynor says, I'll throw up a Nidus here then, I suppose. I like that there are two groups of race car mech here from HeroMarine. He's controlling both of them pretty well. That's even more annoying. Nidus Worm does come up. HeroMarine has a bit of a heart attack, trying to figure out where on earth that was. And yeah, I honestly kind of feel like Ling Baneling is not a bad way to handle this. But even better way is Vipers with Abduct. You just abduct the Cyclones and everything else is pretty easy to handle. Alright, Swarm Hosts trying to get something done up here in the north section of the map. They're going to try to fly around to this third. But they have to travel so far, and now look. The army found them. And the Locusts are going to get almost nothing done here. A Cyclone dies. But that's it. One Cyclone for all those free Locusts. I mean, it's okay. It's a fair trade for Reynor there, but not what he was looking for here. 44 more Lings on the way. More Banelings. This is what I'm talking about. Ling, Baneling, Roach Ravager. But Reynor not getting the Vipers. I kind of feel like not having the Spellcasters in situations where I feel like he should is costing Reynor right now. You can make them because he's got a Hive on the way. Creep spread looking okay here. Reynor's creep spread has honestly been pretty insane. Baneling's exploding on a couple of these units. Nidus trying to come up. Where did the other one erupt though? I heard. Am I hallucinating auditorily? Is that what that is? Boy, I don't know. Yeah, the thing about meching this way is you think of mech as like, it takes them a while to build up. They have to be defensive. Nah, man. HeroMarine's at 177 supply and 4 bases at 10 minutes. He's fine. He doesn't slow him down at all. Baneling's trying to find Hellbats to explode on. There we go. That's what they're for. SCV's getting wrecked here, too. This isn't a game-ending force from Reynor by any stretch, but 4 SCVs down and the front wall knocked down a little bit is very, very annoying. And now, here we're using lock-on in pursuit from Cyclones. That's so much better. Another command center on the way. There's one here, too. HeroMarine just expanding like a boss. Just everywhere he wants to. And this is what I'm talking about. Reynor could have just expanded 3 or 4 more times if he wanted to. He expanded 1 more time. And another one getting started up here to the north, too. Planetary Fortress. Does he? Oh, I think it's going to get focused down. The repair, though. No, does get taken down. Snipes a base for free units. That is some pretty good stuff there. Nidus Worm picked off in revenge by HeroMarines, Cyclones, and Blue Flame Hellions. And in turn, they get revenged. It's the circle of violence, man. This is what happens. You kill someone, their family member kills one of your family members. It goes back and forth and back and forth. I've seen enough TV to know how this works. Revenge killings, man. Never ends. Romeo and Juliet. Capulets and the Montagues. That's a story. That's an old story. Same concept, man. Nidus Worm erupts on this left side. This base might be in trouble. Might be in trouble. Banelings rolling on in. SCVs splitting really well, though. Banelings are not finding many groups of SCVs to kill there. But the Locusts are rolling into the bottom section here. I mean, this is HeroMarine's 5th. And it's dead now. There was a reaction, but it was far too late. SCV's backed into a corner, and some of them will get killed by the locusts. But not all that many. HeroMarine attacking onto the creep. There is so much creep here, clearing it is a nightmare. An absolute nightmare. Banelings exploding on what they can. Not too shabby, honestly. But still no Vipers. I'm really curious about this. What does Reynor know that I don't? Why is he not getting Vipers with Abduct to wipe out individual Cyclones and keep that Cyclone count low, and then everything else just falls apart? That is the linchpin of this build. Nidus Worm up north at HeroMarine Scouts almost as soon as it starts coming up. Shuts that sucker down. Couple tanks in the mix from HeroMarine. He knows it's a Ling Baneling composition, so tanks are going to be good. Upgrades at this stage are +2/+2 for the Lings and Banelings. Well, +2/+1 rather. Locust and another base. This is not going to go down. Man, losing another base would have been catastrophic for HeroMarine right there. 3/3 mech is done from HeroMarine. And Reynor's sitting on +2 attack for his missile attack and his melee attack and +1 armor. Working on +2 carapace and +3 missile attack. But the upgrade's definitely favoring HeroMarine right now. And okay, Baneling, that is a nice flank attack right there. On to creep. The tanks are in trouble. By that I mean, one of them goes down, and 3 of them still remain. Not too bad. Not too bad from HeroMarine at all. Okay, so here are the Vipers. They're sucking energy off of this hatchery, but it's still... Man, there's a 6 base economy right now from HeroMarine, although I might be speaking too soon. Oh man, losing those Vipers would be... Oh, the Vipers though. What? Why? Wow. All but one of the Vipers goes down there. This army gets surrounded and killed by locusts and roaches. That's a pretty good big victory there from Reynor. 174 to 140 overall supply right now. Did not lose this base, which is a huge deal. And he's got a major army advantage right now over the Terran player. Hellions coming up to this 6th base up north. 5th base up north. 5th base up north. Some drones go down. And by that I mean 8 get killed, but all the Hellions die. It's not really what you want, but it's better than nothing. Now Hellions coming into this bottom left-hand 4th base. Oh, no. There's one here. Numbers, you guys. And see, Spines are amazing at chasing away Hellions. Some drones died, but overall I think Reynor's okay. He has at this stage lost 12 drones, which is much better than like 30 he lost by this point in the last game. 300 Lings have died, though. That's a lot of dead Zerglings. Reynor making 3 more Vipers to replace the ones that died a little carelessly there the first time around. By that I mean a lot carelessly. Locust coming in and lift off on that base. We gotta kill something, man. Go for the supply depots. Yeah, refinery, supply depots, try to supply block HeroMarine. Are you gonna do it? Yes, actually. That is a supply block on HeroMarine. 164 available supply. Are drones dying? More Hellion stuff. Oh, a Liberator bottom left. Boy, is that hard to see on the minimap, too. I'm complaining a lot about that today, aren't I? And Liberator gets picked off. Another Nidus Worm coming up on the left side. Base replanted on the right side for HeroMarine at this 3 o'clock position. And Reynor just trying to keep HeroMarine on the back foot, but he keeps sending Hellions across the map and roasting up his drones. 5 kills on that Hellion, 5 kills on that one. They all seem to have 5 or 6. 19 drones down. Good. 21 total. Now we're at 33. I spoke too soon for Reynor. He's lost 33 drones at this point of the game. HeroMarine, he's lost a bunch of stuff there. Lost a couple bases, sure, but he's still in it thanks to the damage he's been able to do on the other side of the map economically. Reynor's going Broodlords. No, Reynor. You can't go Broodlords against Battle Mech, against Race Car Mech. It's a bad thing. You're too slow. See, the point of the Race Car Mech is that it is fast, and they will absolutely outrun you into the ground if you get Broodlords. You can't defend this with Broodlords. You can maybe take the fight to HeroMarine. Oh, why are SCVs coming back? Okay, maybe they wanted to die, I suppose. 17 SCVs died there, and I think they'd rather die than the supply depots. Is that what that was out of HeroMarine? It did allow him to make 5 more Cyclones and 2 more Hellions. Maybe he was freeing up supply. Roaches doing a bit of a run-by action here, too. HeroMarine sends most of his army up to the north. They get chased away. Ravagers are now in the mix. Haven't really seen those from Reynor before now. Oh, the roaches are killing some SCVs here. The army heading on back out. They were chasing the roaches down. And then suddenly they're like, you know what? You can have all these SCVs on this gas. We don't need any gas. Boy, howdy. More drones dying? This Liberator is unchecked. There's too much other stuff going on in the middle of the map right now. HeroMarine is wiping out 2 places at once at the moment here. The Vipers don't know what to do with themselves. The 6th base is getting rocked by Cyclones and Hellions. The army's coming up to try to handle it, and they are going to be able to save the day with a bunch of Banelings, at least temporarily, by kiting. There's the Abduct on the Cyclones, and 2 Cyclones do go down, but there are still several here. Corrosive Bile getting some major hits on a couple Cyclones. That's a big deal. Banelings pulling back. The hatchery does survive, but 21 drones have been killed just recently here, according to our GameHeart interface, which people ask, how come sometimes this is here and sometimes it's not? It's because if the game was played with the GameHeart interface enabled, how many? 30 kills? I've never seen a Liberator with this many kills in my life. Okay, well now she's dead. Forcing a liftoff on the bottom base here and attack up to the right. More drones, 30 total drones murdered. 63 drones have died in this game. HeroMarine has done a fantastic job harassing the ever-loving crap out of Reynor's mineral lines in games 1 and game 2. Reynor's up 177 to 156 supply. HeroMarine has not been able to rest at all. He has also taken severe hits to his economy. Ling run by, trying to kill a couple. There we go. A couple Cyclones picked off here. Base sniped. 6th base does go down to all the Cyclones showing up, sniping it down here. Base by HeroMarine taken up north here. I mean, just nobody is safe right now. There are consistent attacks on both sides of the map. Locust going after supply depots again, trying to supply block the Terran. And might actually get it here if that one burns down. It will. Because I don't think HeroMarine's going to try to save it here. His army heading down to the south. Adrenal Glands on the way from Reynor. That's another thing. I think if you forgot Adrenal Glands in game 1, still doesn't have it at the 20-minute mark of game 2. Mind you. That is so many Cyclones, you guys. That is an insane number of... You can't abduct all of them. Alright, we're going to abduct 4 of them. But look at these guys go! Abducting a couple more. Retreating, attacking, retreating, attacking. The Taint Pack here just happily firing away at anything that comes into range, because he can't move like these guys can. Creep Tumor's getting wiped out. Good scan there. Top right base, happily mining. A huge deal for HeroMarine right now, having that income available to him. Ling run by, absolutely thwarted by HeroMarine's actions here, by his armies. Army up north, free Queen. Or is it free Swarm Host? It is not free Swarm Host because they have Locusts available and everybody has to run away at that point. Good zoning by the Swarm Hosts anyway. You wait for those to expire and you just come back in. Or you don't wait for those to expire and you get smashed on the head instead. Don't be doing that. 174 to 177 supply. 122 army supply even. 52 workers even. Look how even this is across the board. But another hatchery down for Reynor. Second one down here today by this race car mech stuff. And again, I think the goal here is keeping the Cyclone count from getting to where it is 45. Because once it's there, it's hard to stop. There are 22 Cyclones on the ground. 22! Baneling attack down south gets 16 SCVs. Lings on the way from Reynor. That's not going to be enough. 30 Zerglings, no. Not enough against this many Cyclones. And these Blue Flame Hellions especially. Man, more drones dead. Zerg player, you gotta hate to see this, but boy, this has been masterful from HeroMarine as another hatchery dies. Zerglings accidentally find this planetary fortress, which they cannot kill, because they are merely Zerglings. But yeah, man, suddenly income not super healthy for Reynor. He's got one mining base. He's got another mining base. He's kind of got a base over here, a total of 44 workers. Infestors now coming in again at this late stage. But yeah, tanks, cyclones, Hellions, just making those consistently here. Oh, the swarm host caught out with nowhere to go. Another base goes down. Lings do get the run by into the natural base. They're going to pick up a couple armories, but the upgrades are complete and have been for quite some time here. You're not getting up the ramp. Wow. At least not all the way, suppose. So, I mean, sure, that's some damage done here, but HeroMarine's at 182 supply to 131 for Reynor. More roaches in production. Another Nidus Swarm comes up to the north here. Maybe going to try to shut down this planetary fortress if possible, but look who found it. Yeah, that's right. Small army here, and they evacuate back into the Nidus just to stay alive. Ling's actually doing some counterattack action, picking off some of the units that are just walking up to the front door here. Fungal catching a couple Hellions. That's fine, I guess. But nothing incredible. It's 29 workers for Reynor. He's had more workers than this at the 3-minute mark, you guys. He is just absolutely getting killed. 88 drones have gone down. HeroMarine's control of this particular strategy has been mind-numbingly excessively good. Really, really good. And I think Reynor has just let it get out of hand. Armor supplies 136 to 92 in favor of the Terran. Lings are taking down Supply Depot, supply blocking HeroMarine, which is good. That's definitely a good move at this stage of the game. A supply blocking HeroMarine as far down as you can. Just so as you kill stuff, he can't replace it. But your bigger problem is your income is not all that healthy. You have 300 minerals coming in per minute. Not all that much gas either. Locusts are trying to take down this planetary fortress, but there aren't that many of them. And especially with the... they'd rather kill the Cyclones. They're just opportunity knocks there. They take down the Cyclones. Nidus gets killed. This is a ginormous looking Cyclone army. It's really big. Base is alive. No SCVs died up north here. And I think this might just be a 2-0 HeroMarine style we've got set up. There are the Vipers, but again, they are support units. Lock-on takes one down. And Reynor just getting concaves here a little bit. Decent fungal bile attempt. But good game. HeroMarine gets the win there in game number 2. Again, I just think it came down to Reynor let HeroMarine get out of hand is what it was. He ended up with how many Cyclones does he have at the moment, you guys? 27 3-3 Cyclones. There are some tanks in there. There are some Hellions in there. But largely, if you have that many Cyclones with those levels of upgrades, you're going to have a good time. Sure, 93 Cyclones died, but they were able to take down 45 Roaches, 16 Ravagers, 5 Hatcheries, 18 Nidus Worms. 18? No, Reynor made 18 Nidus Worms in this game, and 106 drones. 106 drones died. Insanely good. So yeah, sacrificing 93 Cyclones to do it, to get to that point, totally worth it, it turns out. 20 Hellbats died. Hellions, 120 of those. A couple planetary fortresses went down. There were good base snipes by Reynor in that game, but 5 hatcheries down again. HeroMarine just economically killing Reynor here. He's able to sneak up Liberators, get Hellion run-bys, just wipe out bases time and time again towards the end of the game there, but really just keeping Reynor on a low econ. He is starving him out, and that's how he's getting these wins. He has killed 80 and 106 workers, 180 workers total in 2 games against Reynor. Reynor's a really good Zerg player, but HeroMarine is playing off the chain right now. That probably dates me. I'm old. But yeah, let's see what Game 3 has in store. I mean, right now, Reynor is 1 game from going home in Home Story Cup. That's what we're looking at right now. That is what is on the line for the Zerg player who, as we know, is really good. But man, HeroMarine just playing at a different level today. So Game 3 coming your way. Reynor is going to be fighting and clawing to not lose this thing. Going to be a good one. Don't go anywhere. Game 3, Kairos Junction. HeroMarine, bottom right. With like a robot goat thing down here. I think that's a robot goat. And in the top left-hand corner is the blue Zerg player. It is Reynor. With, yep, Kerrigan wings. Are those wings? She flies, but I don't think those have anything to do with it. Or maybe this is General Grievous. I used to subscribe to prequel memes on Reddit, but it got super repetitive. So then I unsubscribed. And I kind of feel like it's dying because I don't see it on the front page as much as I used to. And that is today's Reddit factoid. Boop. Give me my thing. There we go. Alright, so is Reynor going to do the same thing again here? I'm going to hatch first. Cool. Gonna extract her here at some point. And HeroMarine probably going for the Reaper opening, as it's doing pretty well. And he got a couple kills the first time around. Did get some scouting off anyway. Bruised a couple lings there, which didn't matter all that much. That was an 18 hatch. Good golly, that was a late hatch for Reynor. He is absolutely... Okay, well, going for the same thing again. Alright, fine. So, Reaper on the way. Reaper's name... I'm going to wait until he comes out before I give him a name. Or starts being built anyway. Tony Montana, the infamous drug kingpin. Tony Montana decided to go legit by selling the Terran Dominion the combat drugs it uses in the Reaper program. However, Tony broke a drug dealer's one rule: never use your own supply. High up on enough combat drugs to regenerate siege tank fire. Regenerate from siege tank fire? Tony Montana shot up a military barracks over a payment dispute. For this misuse of drugs and guns, Tony Montana was sent to the Reaper program, where he has access to guns and drugs. How handy for him. Alright, man, he's moving out. And is there an SCV scout right now? There's not. I don't think he bothered SCV scouting. He did in game 1 because he wanted to make sure there weren't lings ready to shut down his command center, but I think he assumes Reynor's doing the same thing he did in games 1 and game 2, and he's not wrong. Hatch is coming up for Reynor there. 2 queens now on the way this time, so it's not as early as the last one. Lings, oh, they pinned him! They pinned him! But he manages to just barely escape with 10 HP. The queen has some time to get here. More time than in game 2, actually. But he's Reaper alive here. Combat drugs. Oh, that was almost a pin up against the wall, too. Man, it takes a lot of shots to kill Zerglings. Got him, though. Did end up getting him. Reapers used to be a lot scarier, you guys. Back in the day, they had these explosive charges. What were they called? Detonators or something? They did bonus damage versus buildings, which I don't know whose idea it was to give the harassing unit the ability to hit buildings really hard. But it was someone's idea. And then 5-Rax Reaper just absolutely destroyed the TVZ matchup, so much so that the next patch, Blizzard was like, nope. And they nerfed the Reaper. And the Reaper hasn't really ever been that good since, which, thank goodness for that. Oh, it's canceled the creep tumor. Really annoying here from Tony Montana. He does, oh, wait, did it kill it? Oh, it killed it. I thought that was a ready one to go. Nope. All right, HeroMarine, what is game 2 going to be for you, man? So far, we're just 1-1-1-ing it. Maybe some Banshee follow-up here, possibly a Liberator. It was a Banshee. It was a Banshee. You saw that. You saw that was a Banshee. And now it's a Viking. So Viking on the way, Overlord coming in for the Scout. I think maybe he was going to go Banshee, but then he saw the Overlord coming and said, I can't actually hide this at all. So we're just going to make a Viking. That's easier to do. And kill some Overlords on this side of the map. Starting with this one. And yeah, Roachhorn coming in here from Reynor. So I don't know what exactly we're seeing here out of HeroMarine in the early stages of this game. Hellions trying to roast up the third base by themselves. That's not going to work out all that well. But yeah, Roachhorn is done. And 3 roaches on the way. This feels a little bit aggressive from Reynor. This might be actually an offensive build rather than a defensive one right now. 5 roaches on the way. Oh, yeah. This is feeling. 8 roaches on the way. This is much feeling like some kind of a big 3-base Roach Ravager style attack with some Ling support. Taking his second gas now to continue pumping these units out. He doesn't even have a lair. He doesn't have a lair. These are slow roaches, man. So, I mean, he's going to be able to shut down the Hellion harass. Yes. Without question. But this is factory barrack stuff. All right, so definitely bio play here from HeroMarine in about 4.5 minutes. That is what we're looking at here. Third base still being built inside the wall. HeroMarine has his ways that he is also set in. And yeah, if Reynor's not planning on being aggressive, I don't know why he made this much stuff. All right, here it is. There is a Banshee, though, and a Banshee is kind of the answer to roaches. It's a surprisingly few number of hits to kill a roach with a single Banshee. Ah, look at her softening up these ones so that the Hellions can actually kill them. Oh, that's really good teamwork there. So the roaches get shut down. Reynor's in trouble, you guys. He committed a lot to that attack, and then HeroMarine absolutely crushed it. And by crushed it, I mean he lost 0 units and sent Reynor packing. That's what crushing means. Viking here does have a kill. Might get this Overlord too, depending on the... No, it's... Yeah, he got it. Nicely done. Viking pilot, hero of the people after that one. So, yes, Reynor, he's not playing... He's not showing well here in game number 3, you guys. I like that he's getting double evolution chambers. I like that he's making drones right now. He is up 57 to 48 total workers, which is great. Hellions cruising into... Oh, that's a lineup if I ever saw one. Man, they could have. I feel like the Hellions could have gone in there and roasted up every one of those drones as they were packed into this corner. But instead, they played it safe. They pulled out. They stayed alive. They're trying to kill some tumors. And at the very least, they'll at least force a cancel on that one. 4th base on the way now from Reynor, later than he wants it to be, because he made all those roaches and lings that ended up doing nothing for him. So HeroMarine pretty pleased with himself. I think if we were to ask him at this stage of the game, how happy are you with where this game is and where it's going? Well, really good, honestly. Killing drones, again, his main goal in life is killing Reynor's drones, having killed, again, like 180 in 2 games, which is just insane. Alright, Hellions picked off. Once again, Reynor's able to do that. Man, is he getting... Okay, so he's got a lair. Doesn't have roach speed, nor is he getting roach speed. I don't know why. I guess he has the roaches. He hasn't really been making any more. But 14 more lings coming in and a baneling nest. He's going to try to bust something right now. I'm not sure if HeroMarine is ready for this or not, but he should be. Because this is definitely going to be a Ravager, baneling, roach, ling play while droning up behind it. Which can be pretty devastating if a turn player is not prepared for it. It's got a couple tanks. Got some marines. Now, the trick here is the banelings will not have speed if they're going to be used offensively, and there's not all that much creep up where he's going to be attacking. Baneling speed did get started immediately, though. It's just some time away. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like Reynor's all over the place right now. He's going to try to deal with his bio with a Roach-Ling Ravager combo. Which, at this stage, okay, not bad. But as these upgrades keep increasing here for the Marines and Marauders, it's going to get worse and worse. For the Zerg player, actually. So he decides not to land here, where there are Banelings and Lings and Roaches and Ravagers waiting for him. Decides to pull back and just say, alright, if Reynor's doing that, he's not saturating his new base super well. Lings in a kind of hypnotic patrolling pattern here. Look into my lings. You are feeling sleepy. Very sleepy. Like, what is this pattern we're doing? So those guys are patrolling like that. And those guys are patrolling like that. And those guys are... So it's just different patrol paths. Whew! Alright, that makes me feel weird. Banshee shutting down the 5th base all by herself, forcing a cancel. Brilliant stuff, honestly. Forces a cancel and a restart, which is amazing. And then HeroMarine dashes down while Reynor's busy with that. Although not all that busy with it, as it turns out. And he has to get the heck out of there because there are Banelings! Yeah, that's an escape from New York type situation there. Corrosive Bile lands, almost gets that medevac. Nice dash out. HeroMarine's 3rd base is a wonderful setup here. Just making Marines, medevacs, and Marines. Lings and Banelings here working on... he is working on Roach speed. I really don't like Roach Ravager versus Bio, Reynor. If you can make this work, I will be so impressed, because I've never seen this work past like the 12 or 13 minute mark. But the fact that he's getting Roach speed indicates he wants to keep trying this beyond the 12-minute mark, and that worries me a lot. So 3rd base, still happily running for HeroMarine. 4th base on the way, just about done from Reynor. And so far, I think Reynor's done a pretty good job rebuffing all these attacks. Only 4 drones have died, a much bigger improvement over what we saw in Game 1. Game 2 is about here, though, and then Reynor started losing drones just by, like, wagon full. Because drones come in wagons. Did you know that? The problem with going Roach Ravager and not Hydra or Mutalisk or Corruptor is that you can't really kill medevacs that well. And in fact, no medevacs have died. And if that number keeps getting bigger, this gets harder and harder for the Zerg player to handle. Corrosive Biles dodged really well. If there's one thing StarCraft players all have in common, it's being able to dodge Corrosive Biles exceptionally well. Like, to the point that I kind of feel like Corrosive Bile maybe needs a buff, because it hits maybe 1 out of 37 times, I feel like, at the Pros level. Look at that. There's another miss. Add it to the total. I mean, sure, at the lower levels, it's good, but a lot of stuff is amazing at the lower levels and super bad at the higher levels. HeroMarine attacking on into this 4th base and dropping in the main at the same time and attacking on in to the 5th. Can he he's not really handling any of this. There we go. Main base is cleared out. Attack down here at the 4th is cleared out. Attack at the 5th is not cleared out. Some lings do start showing up. Spore Crawler getting some free shots off. Coming back in. Roach's lings. Oh, just lings and banelings coming into the front door with a single Ravager to the mix too. Can these guys finish off the hatch? There's a lot of banelings and roaches coming in. That might actually end up saving the hatchery. Lings in the front door. The run by is really effective right now. That hatchery is down to 153 8 points, but it is still alive. And the Ling infestation inside the main base, killing 21 SCVs, couple Marines, couple Marauders. But overall, it is now entirely cleaned up. Tanks getting wiped out here too, kind of left behind on the battlefield a bit there. So 21 SCVs killed in exchange to 11 drones. I'd say Reynor's in a much better position now than he's been in the first 2 games, period. He's up 13 workers overall. His armor supply is fairly similar. The problem is, he's still going for this Roach Ravager Baneling stuff. He's getting an Ultralisk Cavern here too, but he needs something to handle the Medivacs. Because again, how many Medivacs have died? A total of 2. I don't even know where that was. Maybe down here a Medivac died, because maybe in the main. That was probably a better potential candidate for where that Medivac went down. HeroMarine setting up, pre-splitting against the Banelings, threatening that 5th base. Hatch, 5th does go down. 4th does go down, rather. It was, again, 153 HP. It was going to be hard to hold that. Ling counterattack on the other side of the map. Getting shut down by a huge group of Marines there. Army supply 136 to 126. With Kindness Plating on the way. 3-3 on the way for Ultralisks, but they are not here yet. There's 1 here, just kidding. There are 2 Ultralisks now here. Oh, the Ultralisk Cavern is here? Why? This must save it. Blinding Cloud on the tanks. Ling's coming from the backside. This is a beautiful engagement for Reynor. That's how you gotta do, but the hatchery gets sniped off anyway. What? Who did that? Hold on. I thought he had that taken care of. So HeroMarine comes up. He's got these guys at the backside. He's going to sneak around and get a full 360 surround on HeroMarine's units. The hatchery is taking some shots, but oh, I guess just these guys. They never really got... Oh, they did, but they took down the hatchery first. Wow, I was more distracted by this engagement. Fair enough. Fair enough, I say. So hatchery for a lot of your army. Reynor is up, but losing that base hurts immensely, especially since HeroMarine has expanded behind it to a planetary fortress. Kindness Plating just about done. It did keep the Ultralisk Cavern alive. That's a big deal for him. Having as much armor on those Ultras is going to be fantastic. They're at a point where Kindness Plating is in a pretty good position. Used to be OP. When it was 7 armor, that was a lot. That was a lot of armor. But now, it is 6 armor, if I remember correctly. 4th base getting focused down by Marines, forcing a cancel again. That's another hatch down. Reynor has effectively been on 3 bases for quite some time now. Drones getting focused down by these Marines. Nice positioning on these Marines. The Ling's getting a surround on them and then picking up and evacuating out because there are no hiders here. There are no mutas. There are no corruptors. And the Medivacs can get out just as they please. HeroMarine is so happy there's nothing that can actually shoot up at his Medivacs. 5th base almost done on the replant. HeroMarine just has command centers upon command centers here, as he's been doing all series, which means he's lost 3, but he lose 3 in a match, but he made like 15, it feels like, overall. Marines dropping in here, and again, the drops are going to be consistent until you have a way to stop these Medivacs. And there's nothing. There's nothing in the production tab here for Reynor either. Does he have a Spire? No. Does he have a Hydralisk Den? No. He needs one of those things. Forcing a cancel again. HeroMarine is just picking Reynor apart right here. Reynor, it feels like he should be fighting for his life, but HeroMarine is the one just playing on point, taking risks, getting stuff done, being aggressive. Again, just murdering the Zerg player's economy. 2 hatcheries have gone down, several have been canceled, and 22 drones have been killed so far. Dropping again. Oh, Spore Crawler did take down one of the medevacs, which is a pretty big deal. Oh, poor Marine left behind to die, dropping it on the main base, because again, nothing can get up there. You have to walk all the way around the outer edges. Oh, one Marine left behind once again there, but and then you just land here if you want. Not that apparently he does. He's not interested in doing that. Advanced Ballistics on the way, making 5 Liberators at a time to deal with these Ultralisks, as there's a pretty big number here from Reynor. We're looking at 6 Ultralisks on the ground. All of them with chitinous plating. All of them with +3 armor. Whew. Serious business here. And this is what happens. If you don't have anything that can get rid of these medevacs, just picks up. Anything that comes to threaten them, they get picked up. They don't have to worry about dying at all, and then they just swing back. Or they swing in. Okay, unloading where there are roaches and lings waiting. Maybe not my favorite thing you've ever done. Banelings and roaches doing a pretty good job at this 5th base on the right side by HeroMarine, though. Wiping that out. Ultra's off creep. Really don't want to engage too far into this tank marauder thing. There are Liberators in the mix now, too. 10 SCVs did get killed during that attack, bringing it to a 62-60 worker supply. Reynor has a lead there, but income is actually favoring him now. I thought HeroMarine with mules would be higher, but nope. 2,400 to 2,000 or so per minute. Reynor needs this space really bad. He did retake his 4th, and it's staying tooked. It is staying taken is the word I was going for there. It's a movie with Liam Neeson. Really good. Kind of gets worse as the franchise goes along, which more often and more common than not, that's what happens. But there are some franchises that keep it going, man. Even movie after movie. John Wick comes to mind. Stranger Things, too. Alright, so abducting a tank into this is pretty good stuff. Reynor thinking about attacking on into this 5th base. With the Banelings and the Ultras and the Lings, they're going to get this planetary fortress. There's no saving it at all. Bam. So that sucker is down. Who the heck is killing drones and where? Oh my gosh. Okay, you can see it, but not if you're over here. 3 kills on that Liberator. I heard ghosts coming on in. So base down, but effectively shutting down this base too. This is HeroMarine. And how many drones have been killed? 35. 35 at 17 minutes. The Ultralisks really need to get back onto creep so they can run away. At this point, Liberator actually takes down a queen that was trying to kill her, which is pretty impressive stuff. Army supply 144 to 133. This series, you guys, I know it's 2-0 HeroMarine, but this has been a really close, really even series today. Queen does take down the Liberator after she gets 6 kills, which... nicely done, I say. Spire is done for Reynor. I saw that coming in. Not that he's made anything with it. He is not. Yeah, it's just attacking into this choke is suicide. You don't go in there with Ultralisks. Gotta pull back. I'd love to see him take this base. I don't know why Reynor is not really interested in taking that hatchery. He needs more gas. I mean, he's got a decent bank, but hey, having more bank is never a bad thing. You had huge bank in game 1 as well, and you lost that sucker. Man, HeroMarine loves his Liberators. He's made them in every game so far. They're just great at zoning, man. They might be the key to winning TVZ, is Liberators. And if your opponent doesn't make Corruptors, well, all the better, that's what I say. Yeah, more command centers being built. I mean, this is just what HeroMarine does. He just builds command centers on site, uses them for orbital commands, uses them to expand later on if necessary. Once again, late infestor play here out of Reynor, starting them now at about the 18-minute mark where he doesn't have Protoss. Where he doesn't have pathogen glands either here. Liberator saving this base and doing a pretty good job of it because, well, nothing here can shoot up. The 4th base dies again to Terran forces. Completely wipes it out. 17 SCVs go down, but HeroMarine at even worker count versus Reynor. 41 drones and 59 SCVs have been killed so far in the game. Roach with 1 kill will die. Shuddering, fiery, violent death. HeroMarine pushing up the middle here. Oh, he can't attack. He's trying to take this base now, but now is not the right time. Coming from all different directions again. Reynor trying to corrosive bow down these Liberators, but not enough anti-air. Several Liberators here. The Ultra's getting crushed by tanks and Marauder fire. Everything on the ground by HeroMarine is taking a serious hit. But the Ultralisk count is down to 3, down to 2. And Reynor is forced to retreat from that position. He might have saved his hatchery temporarily here, but man, those Liberator shots can come at you from so far away. Reynor's bank is done. It's done. It's at 100 minerals now. 6th base wiped out, forcing a cancel on that one. HeroMarine. Parasitic Bomb toss onto the Medivacs, but again, they can retreat through that quite nicely here. And yeah, the Corruptor count is just not enough to deal with this. There are 3 Corruptors and 7 Infestors on the way, but they don't have pathogen glands. And as a result, they're just going to get... That's too late, is what I'm trying to say here. It's going to be too late for them to do anything by the time this army shows up. They're going to pop. They're going to slowly regenerate health. Or slowly generate energy, rather. Man, Lings kind of find this base, but not really. HeroMarine very patiently sieging up on this 5th base again. Creep Tumors, first easy target there, and can Reynor engage with this? I don't know. Ultralisk Cavern sniped down. I'm not sure that we're going to see any more Ultras anyway, honestly, out of the Zerg player. They haven't been doing all that well for him. Parasitic Bomb on the Medivac. Is it enough to kill it is the question? And the answer is no. It is not. EMP on the Infestors. Ugh. Huge play. Drones getting massacred here, but just by this Marauder army, which not that good at killing drones, you'd be surprised. But 14 kills on that Marauder. He is a hero Marauder of the day for the Dominion. And yeah, this base is going to go down. Reynor is sacking it entirely. He lost the center base. He's back to being on 4 bases, which means he's on 1 mining base. That is oversaturated. HeroMarine, on the other hand, just took a new base down south. That is his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th base, and a 7th base trying to land up here on the right side too, where Banelings actually currently exists for some reason. Yeah, 5th base down. I guess Reynor did kind of try to save it, but it was too late on that. And the 4th base, again, under assault by a small group of bio, covered by a ton of Liberators. These drones are trying to get out. They're getting boxed in, and that's your good game, HeroMarine, with the 3-0 victory versus the Zerg player, Reynor, who, honestly, fantastic. Fantastic, incredible series. Wow. Terran 3-0 over Zerg. Whew. 39,000 resources lost from Reynor. 31,000 lost for HeroMarine. How many Ultras died? Let's stick with that real quick. Can we take a look? There's 1 on the ground, so that's good. And 8 Ultras went down at the end of the game. There's only 1 remaining. 5 Infestors went down. There were still 6 remaining, but they got EMP'd. That was some really, really fantastic EMP usage from HeroMarine. 4 hatcheries killed, several more canceled throughout the game. Only 1 planetary fortress rocked on the right side of the 3 o'clock position. HeroMarine was able to weather the storm and kill 69 drones. I mean, so that's going to be... That's just an insanely high number of drones killed. 180 plus 70 is like 250 drones in 3 games. It's just an impressive display for anybody. So well done, HeroMarine. 103 Creep Tumors down. 193 Marine. 6 Ghosts died. 10 Tanks and 46 Marauders. So yeah, HeroMarine shows I can beat Reynor with multiple strategies. I can go mech, race car mech. I can go bio. Either way, I'm going to use Liberators quite a bit in a lot of what I'm trying to do here. And actually, did he use Liberators in game 2? Maybe that was more just of his bio thing. These games are so long, they kind of run together, you guys. But yeah, I mean, I said it several times throughout that match. Reynor did not have a Spire. He did not have a Hydralisk Den. He killed 6 Medivacs in that game, and there were 9 remaining. That's just too many. That's too many Medivacs remaining, especially through the first 10 minutes. Just getting dropped all over the place. You got to be able to kill those Medivacs. Sure, you can't really prevent them from getting where they want to go a lot of the time, but at least you can kill them on the way out if you have Corruptors or Mutas or something. You got to have something if you're trying to deal with this. That has been my experience, and personally, and that's what I've seen in my casts as well. So, oh boy, that is gonna be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and your Sunday series. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a match between Time and Hearthstone here on King's Cove, the latter edition. Top left-hand corner is the blue Terran player Time, ailing from China. And in the bottom right-hand corner is the red Protoss player Hearthstone, who is Dutch, a wonderful, great StarCraft 2 player, really good at Protoss. And Time is incredible at Terran, so I'm expecting a very, very excellent match. No proxy pylons, no proxy barracks in this game. Just straight up macro according to the place that they put their supply depots and pylons, and the fact that there are no SCVs heading out across the map. If two SCVs head out across the map from Terran, you know that is going to be two proxy barracks. Okay, so now you know. Alright, so once again, this is a patron cast. So this is for people who are subscribed to me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month. You're going to see this on the site, and then a month or maybe never, you will see it on the channel as well. So if you want to see these things early, then go ahead, patreon.com/FalconPaladin. Coming on up, probe scouting. I do love that Protoss is just, they're so interested in probe scouting. I love it a lot. It's harassy. It forces SCVs off the line in PvT. You can see how much gas is being taken early by the Terran player. Meanwhile, you can expand fairly safe behind it. And a Reaper's on the way. Reaper's name is Who is My Father? Description: when Falcon casts this, he will ask, who is my father? I mean, Father's Day was this week, so interesting little name there for sure. But anyway, who is my father? The Reaper is cruising on out and ready to do some damage. On the other side of the map, maybe try to find this probe who is hiding as best as he can from said Reaper. Double gas here inside the main. It is going to be Cyber Core just now wrapping up from Hearthstone. And what does he do is the question of the day. Stargate openings fairly common. We could also see a robotics facility. And the answer, which I would love to know here, because that's when things get interesting for Protoss, is what comes out after the Cybernetics Core. Obviously an Adept to deal with the Reaper who's cruising out across the map here. It is a Stargate. Alright, so Stargate opening out of Hearthstone. Adept ready to rock here in just a couple seconds. Reaper does not want to go inside the main because he knows something mean is waiting there. Probe tries to get in here and do some scouting. Marine shuts that down quite nicely. Nice job getting that second Marine out after the Reaper. I like that quite a bit. The Adept comes in, the Reaper gets out, and if you're not careful with this, you can absolutely lose this Reaper to this Adept for sure. I've seen good players lose Reapers to Adepts, and it's a really, really bad feeling. But so far, Time hasn't even taken a shot from it. It's a 3-shot situation. You take 3 shots from an Adept, a little disc of power there, then you'll go down. But so far, hasn't even taken 1, and you can heal up out over 2 just because combat drugs are a thing. But we have an Oracle on the way. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait to see if we have 2 Oracles. Yeah. We're going to see if there are 2 Oracles, and we'll give them a double Oracle name that people have been submitting just by putting them in the comments here over the last couple of months. Widowmine on the way. Feels like a Widowmine drop at a time. We'll keep an eye on that one for sure. Reaper on the high ground so that he can't be caught out unawares. So Oracle 1, and do we get Oracle 2? Production tab says no, but gas also says no, so hold on a second. No, it's just the one. All right, so Reaper's name is, what the heck? Your dad. Wanting to get involved in whatever it is you kids do nowadays, your dad joined this game. Afraid he could not handle the APM requirements, the TOS player lets your dad take control of this single unit. Will your dad show up your ability in StarCraft 2 while using 1 unit? Stay tuned and find out. So it's your dad versus who is my father here today, which is fairly interesting. Reaper trying to get stuff done, gets no kills inside the main. Might get something done here inside the natural. Adept ready to finish that dude off. And 1 more shot should be enough there. Oh, no, the combat drugs. Oh, second Adept. Takes him down. Who is my father is done, but your dad trying to cruise on and get something done. No, there are too many Marines defending the natural base. Main base is fairly wide open, but there's a Viking on the way. Oh, you could cruise in. You could cruise into the main. It's really... Oh, there are Widow Mines, though. That is so scary. It's a scary proposition for sure. Just throws down a Revelation and gets the heck on out of there. Your dad has to get out. He's using his APM just to flee at this moment in time. Third base by Hearthstone warping in. Time working on Stim. Time working on... Well, the Revelation is showing everything. Hearthstone has a really good idea of everything that's happening right here. Watch. This right here. See that? Bam. Beautiful, beautiful scout going on. Revelation on buildings, especially where a Terran is involved, is really pretty good. So, Widow Mine drop. Here we go. There's the pickup. There's the head out. 3 Widow Mines inside the medevac. 4th one. Ready to rock here. 2 Stalkers. Oh, no. Are you kidding? He just barely didn't see that thing. He doesn't have blink. He needs to unload because he doesn't have... There you go. There's the boost. The Widow Mine is always trying to do the trick. He's trying to get the trick on here where you make the Widow Mine fire on you, but you transfer out at the last second. Ready? Go! Oh, he unburrowed and went down as a result. Nicely done. Only 2 Widow Mines in this medevac. And Harstom knows that it's coming. This is a really, really ill-fated drop attempt. Ready? He's like, I'm not even going in. Why would I go in there? But it's forcing Harstom's entire army back to deal with this. Oh, Phoenix finds it. Yep. Phoenix gonna force your hand now. You better unload something. Yeah, where though? He's trying to unload, and he does. Widow Mine. Oh, lifting up the Widow Mine. Oh, almost takes down the Phoenix, but it takes more than that to kill a Phoenix. And that Widow Mine gets wiped out too. Doesn't even burrow. Wow, brutal. Harstom shut that down hard. So hard. Ouch. I mean, I'm not a Protoss or a Terran player, but I can feel that in my bones. Time, not pleased with that one at all. Concussive Shell, +1 attack, working on Combat Shield. And more Widow Mines. He's not done with the Widow Mines. He feels like he'd like to incorporate those into his composition as much as possible. Really good against Zealots, Widow Mines are, as it turns out. Marine Marauder not as good against Zealot as they'd like to be, so Widow Mines can help with that. It's kind of the function of Banelings against Zealots for Zerg. It's just splash damage. Anything splashy is fantastic against those little guys. Widow Mine taking the lead here with his little flashlight on the front. Liking that quite a bit. I mean, it's never nighttime. Ooh, a nighttime map would be interesting. We tried that, didn't we? Darkness Sanctuary. It was a very dark map, and people hated it. And it didn't really stay in the rotation at all for any length of time. So here comes the attack, but Revelation getting tossed down, and you are not catching anyone by surprise. Thanks for asking. Your dad stays alive thanks to the the shield battery. Coming on in. Time wants to kill everything. Wow. The stutter step. Crazy right now. Probe's getting focused down. Stalker's trying to fight, but it's only Stalkers here. Widow Mine getting a shot out there too. 10, 11, 12 probes getting killed. Stalker's not enough against this for sure. Charge is not even done yet. The Stalkers with the shield batteries getting healed up do manage to save the day. But 13 probes got killed. That was brutal. That was brutal stuff. Widow Mine firing on something there. Then getting taken down by the now charge lots. So nicely done. 56 to 50 workers. Harstom is still up in overall worker count because Chrono Boost is amazing, but income is a little bit more even than that because Time has mules, and his third base is just about complete. So he'll catch up here sooner rather than later. Tacking on into the front door. Man, Time has no fear whatsoever. He's going to try to take down... Oh, Artosa's Pylon depowering the warp gates there. 2 warp gates. Actually, there's a second one there. Not Artosa's at all. Widow Mines firing. Blink Stalkers trying to blink out of that. Zealots on top of the army, forcing a pickup and forcing a retreat there. Blink is done, but not able to blink out and take down those medevacs. Oh, there's one that's really injured, and he gets it. Nice snipe. This Phoenix only has 1 kill, but he's done some seriously good work here today. Nicely done. Nicely done, Harstom. He looks like he is in control of this game thus far. I mean, he's not hugely ahead. His army is down 55 to 43. Worker count 67 to 55, though, despite the number of probes that have been murdered so far. Adept, middle of the map, transfers out, and then transfers in and gets killed. Yeah, transfers out of trouble into trouble. Just different Zealots heading out across the map, trying to see if there are bases they need to worry about, if Time has taken a sneaky 4th or a 5th or a 6th base or something. Gotta tell you, anytime somebody has a ninja expand, I just remember one of my first games that I played in Legacy of the Void. I had a Terran player who just, instead of harassing, just like expanded 7 times, and I was preparing for the harass, not scouting very well. And then he finally moved out and just like wiped me out because he had a huge income. And learned my lesson there. Always look for extra bases. And only make units that you need to make, you know you need to make. You can assume there's going to be harassment, but if there's not, you got to be prepared for a macro opening from a Terran player too. Dark Shrine on the way from Harstom. Probably just for Archons, but maybe also for those DTs, you never know. A bit of a Zealot War Prism harass here inside the 3rd base of Time. He is losing some SCVs big time over there. But Liberators leading the charge here at the natural base of Harstom. Trying to see what he can do. War Prism gets picked out. Nicely done. That shuts down the harassment, at least temporarily there. Yep. 4th Nexus by Harstom. Going to get focused down by all of this delicious bio with +1 attack. And Stim with a Medivacs healing overhead takes it down. Disruptor shot on those Widow Mines. Disruptor is pretty good against Widow Mines. Anything that is stationary and cannot move. Oh my gosh. Oh, 10 kills on that Disruptor. Brutal, brutal Disruptor hit there. Time did not see it coming. His attention was elsewhere, and he paid for that big time. Time's getting a 4th base behind this. And Harstem's only on 3. Another Nova hit. Nice pickup. Really good reaction time there out of Time that time. Man, I use the word time a lot. When I cast time games, it turns into accidental puns. I don't like them at all. Not a big pun guy. All right, he's got to go for it. He's going for it. The Zealots really should be in the front in that situation, though. Novas. Ooh, almost whiff. Well, do whiff. Almost hit those Widow Mines there. Bam! Stalker down to the Widow Mine. Gets left behind. Time says, I'll take you down your 3rd base instead. Mwahaha. Nice Nova. 3 Widow Mine taken down before they can actually hit anything at all. 2 more getting taken down. Widow Mine count is 0. That means charge lots could be pretty darn good here. Stalker is focusing down the Medivacs as they can as they're trailing behind. Your dad is still alive. He has no kills, but he's been doing some really important scouting information for the Protoss armies. All right, swinging back around. Time did not completely go home. Oh, boy, though. Oh, boy, your Medivacs. Oh, no. But the Marines and Marauders taking out the Stalkers on the ground there. Zealot trying to come in and deal with this thing. This drop is doing more damage than it should be able to do. Zealot's wiped out. Forces a full recall to deal with that. Time was in trouble, but he forced a full recall. The entirety of Harstem's army has to come back and deal with that thing. And his 4th base is alive. 4th base by Harstem is warping in, but it's behind right now. Time's going to have a much better economy compared to the Protoss player. Advanced ballistics coming in for the Liberators, allowing those circles to go out even further away from the Liberator. Dark Templar are on the way. We'll keep an eye on those and see if they get changed into Archons immediately, or he's sending them out to do some really dark Cloaky-style missions. I kind of feel like they should. I don't know. I just like DTs a lot. Where do you have detection is always the question here. I like the pylons getting set up in the middle of nowhere so that he knows where Time's army is coming. Hallucinated Phoenix flying on in, getting killed. We got ourselves a Dark Templar cruising up into the 3rd base where there is no detection technically. No. Revelation getting tossed down. How many SCVs can you kill here before... Oh, the scan. Never mind. Harstem's working on +2 attack. Another Zealot warping inside the main base. Bringing in some DTs in the mix here, too. Honestly, taking out that missile turret would not be a bad idea, because he's being detected by everything right now. That DT, I'm not sure what he's trying to get to, but he gets wiped out. That is some bad pathing of some kind. I'm not sure why. Army shows up to the 4th base to wipe it out. Planetary Fortress, pretty scary stuff, though. And Harstem is forced to retreat on out there, but he gets his 4th base up behind it, which is really important at this stage to keep on equal footing on bases to the Terran player. +3 attack getting started for infantry. Fleet Beacon on the way to deal with all of these Liberators. Clearly investing into Liberators right now, Time is. And Harstem knows it. He's going to have to do something about these guys, and Liberator from distance is generally considered the accepted way to do it thus far. Liberators a little bit out ahead of the army here on this right side. A couple of them going to get caught out and killed. 3 Liberators, not bad, but still a fairly impressive drop. 3 Liberators and 3 Medivacs in. The warping of Stalkers has got to be really good. Ooh, and there's a cannon. Cannon, a brilliant idea here. Not enough in range to kill that Liberator, though. That's for sure. Phoenix goes down. Entire army comes back to deal with this, and Time just pulls back. He recognizes it's not the situation for him to be in. Decides to get on out of there. Time, 4th base up. Command center being built by the 4th. He'd probably lift that and land it somewhere else, or just make it a planetary fortress, I suppose. Tempest production on the way. From Hearthstone, we got another Warp and his Zealots. Man, War Prism dies. DT's in the mix here, though. They're not even worrying about the missile turret here. You can't kill these dudes with SCVs. 16 SCVs down. Wow. 32 SCVs have died, and only 8 probes have gone down thus far. The drop going for it. No, the Stalkers were ready for it. Oh, I love the Void Ray. The Void Ray here to deal with the Liberators for the time being. Stalkers come in. Liberators not sure what to do with themselves. They are done. They are dunzos. You can't hide back there. You're dead. Prismatic alignment gets canceled, actually, so the cooldown comes down a little bit faster. He didn't need it, he recognized, so he prepared for future engagements. Pretty smart stuff, honestly. So this command center, we'll see what it does. We'll see what happens with it there. Marines, Marauders down to the south. Pa, 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 pa. Heck, more SCVs are dying. Where? I guess maybe up here, but going for it. Hearthstone getting wrecked by Liberators, though. Tempest trying to do what it can against these guys, but nope. 5th base, no. Hearthstone, too many Marines and Marauders. Goodbye. Thanks for coming. Ghosts in the mix here for time. Loving to see that at this stage of the game. No. Wow, a lot of probes going down here. This attack is doing a ton of damage. That's a good thing about Terran is the mobility and the sheer firepower of Marine Marauder with +3 attack and stim. It's incredibly good. You can sneak them around, drop them, take down bases, wipe out huge entire mineral lines if your opponent's not ready for it. You can even win a game with a well-executed drop, honestly, that your opponent doesn't see coming. So that's one reason to play Terran. More DTs, more Zealots over here for Hearthstone. He really has been doing pretty well with these drops thus far. Command Center lands for a 5th base for time up here to the north. Probably should upgrade that to a planetary fortress soon as it lands. Time is making 4 Vikings at a time. There's your PF upgrade. DT, Stalker, trying to sneak on up, see what they can do. Detection exists pretty much everywhere. For that new 5th base, it does have a missile turret being built up here for that detection. Hearthstone, his 5th base is coming on here too, replacing quite nicely. DT does manage to kind of sneak around this entire army. Takes a single tank shot, but it doesn't kill it because shields are good. He's trying to get inside the main, it looks like. Or the natural, I guess. Oh, the army was thinking about doing something there. Dropping back into the 5th. Enough army here to shut that down, though. Don't worry about it. Everybody out. DT's hacking away against, wow, against SCVs again. This is insane. Going after add-ons here to prevent the production of Marauders. I'm kind of loving that strategy. Reactors, too. Reactors and Tech Labs. Good targets, honestly. Fewer Marines in production, fewer Marauders in production. It's going to be good. The whole army has to come back to deal with it, which means that Hearthstone's going to come up and threaten the 4th base. That's a lot of Sky Terran here, though. It's a lot of Vikings, man. Oh, look at that volley. Woo! Viking attacks are so good against Tempest. They were built to take down capital ships. Tempests, carriers, broodlords, battle cruisers. Big stuff that flies is all very vulnerable to the Vikings. Sensor tower down. Time's a little bit more blind than he was previously. Another Oracle in production. Going for Templar Archives. Going for Warp Prism speed up there. Which I feel like he should have gotten at some point previously. He's been doing a lot of Warp Prism shenanigans. Just sieging up here with the Novas. Defensive sieging here with the Liberators. Stalkers do manage to sneak up here to the 5th base and get behind the planetary fortress. How they get in here? These guys need to be firing at something. Just running back and forth is not going to cut it for you. A lot of SCVs going to possibly go down here. Sneaking on in Marine Marauder into the 5th. And they force a recall. Oh, gosh, the Nova. Oh, got his own Zealot with it, though. No, 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 no. You can't lose these Disruptors. Okay, that was good. That was fine. 3 SCVs only go down here at the 5th. That could have been a lot worse, honestly. So both players on 5th base, or 5 bases, 74 to 62 workers in favor of Hearthstone upgrades are 3-3 for each. Plus 1 air weapons is done for time right now, though, and Hearthstone is taking a 6th at the 19-minute mark. Warp Prism with speed, heading on home, surprisingly. We thought about going up there, but saw the Marines and Marauders running about and thought better of it. Resources lost, 23,000 for Hearthstone, 21,000 for time. Plus 2 air weapons here from time. He really wants those Vikings to hit hard, and he's going to get it. He absolutely is. This looks like a pretty scary push out of time. He hasn't made a massive, dedicated push like this for a while. try to make it happen here and now, though. Let's see. Let's get these guys on follow. Seems fine. You gotta zoom out, though. These circles are so far away. Goodbye, Liberator. Tempest firing in on those Liberators. Oh, picking off the High Templar. Nicely done. Good snipe on the right side there from Time. Nova catches a single Marauder, and Stalker should be able to finish the rest of it off. I like the zoning. I really love the zoning out of Time. Storm of the Vikings does force them away. Marines running through the storm a little bit. Not what you want to do there. But the Liberators are causing massive, massive problems for Hearthstone right now. The Vikings patrolling back and forth mean the Tempest can't really do much about it. And the 5th base does get sniped down, finally, by the combination of Marines and Marauders from Time. Viking comes in. The 5th base is sacked. Time is in a wonderfully strong position right now. I don't know about going for it here, but Liberators do set up. Grand Army has to retreat. Vikings getting some nice shots off on those Tempests. One does go down. Storm getting tossed down. The Vikings two picking one of them off. 6th base, or rather 5th base, in trouble down here on the left. Marines Marauders are going to finish that thing off, and I think Hearthstone, it is the beginning of the end here. He is bleeding probes. 26 probes have gone down. The Viking ball has just not been accounted for. He doesn't have enough to deal with it here. Tempests, again, trying to get rid of as many Liberators as they can, but they don't hit very hard against Liberators. It's just their range is what matters here. Vikings very low on HP thanks to the constant storms that have been causing them problems. The Tempest's been hitting them too. 179 to 153 supply. The Vikings snipe down one of the Tempests. Another one taking serious damage from these guys. Finally getting wiped out, but almost down to dead. 16 HP here. Does Time know about this? Well, maybe he probably knows about it, but he's not doing anything to take it down. 43 probes down. This is not like Terran, where Terran can lose 50 SCVs and come back and win. This is Protoss. They need those probes. They don't have mules. Terran fans feeling pretty good about this game so far. Nova's doing what they can here. Army supply 107 and 106. It's even on Army supply, but composition is the question right now. Tempests do manage to pick up a couple Liberators. Warp Gate down. Oh, Robotics Facility focused down. These dudes are doing way too much work for what they are. Medevac killed as they try to retreat. Time has expanded to his own 6th base down here, is fully ready to go and fully functional. Income is insanely good for Time compared to what Hearthstone's rolling with. Hearthstone has effectively one mining base right now, which is horrible. It's double the income for Time right now. Yeah, more than that on minerals, again, because mules are fantastic. Hearthstone one last gasp here. If he can win this battle and take down a couple bases, he could probably extend this game. Maybe even win here, but it's difficult. It's a difficult ask for sure. Liberator focus down. Hearthstone knows how many shots it takes to kill it. It just calls it good here, but big old army coming down the left side. Vikings, Liberators, this is it. Hearthstone needs to save this base or he is toast. Zealots trying to walk into the zones of death. Great storm. Decent storm here on one of the Liberators. But cannons aren't going to do much in this situation. Tempests are trying to deal with the bio. Not what they want to do here. And I love how patient Time is being. He's not just A-moving. He's patrolling back and forth. He's trying to get Viking shots on those Tempests. The hatchery's getting focused down by all manner of bio. It does get chased away by a storm and a Nova. Great split, though. Holy crap, what a split. Nexus down. Income by Hearthstone is in the toilet. He has a decent army. He really does, but Time's is bigger. And Time is still making stuff, whereas Hearthstone is not. 6 Vikings at a time in production. 3 Marauders. 4 Marines. Yeah, this is not what you want to see here. Hearthstone has just got to tap out. He's done. He's done. He's done. He's done. Worker count. Triple for Time. I mean, Time is not breathing down his neck right now, but just because he's being, again, ridiculously patient. But he's keeping Hearthstone at home. His bases are happily running. He's making a 7th base, for heaven's sakes. He is outclassing Hearthstone in this game for sure. For absolute sure here. I don't know what Time's doing. He's being so patient right now. He's allowing Hearthstone to rebuild his Nexuses. He's allowing him to reprobe up a little bit here. He's allowing him to make more Archons, to make more High Templar. He is not, however, going to allow him... Yeah, this drop is problematic. Feedback on a Medivac can't quite kill it there. Natural base under assault. Trying to catch those Tempests out with Marines. Warp Prism's going down. Attack on the left side causing major problems. The double-pronged harass is just super annoying right now. Medivac's trying to do stuff, but Tempest... Bam! Full Medivac goes down, but the 6th base taken out again. Another Nexus killed by time. How many is that? Well, it's 6, Falcon. 6 Nexuses have been killed in this game. Time refuses to go for the killing blow here. Just like, you know, I'm just going to starve you out. How's that sound? When I'm maxed out, maybe I'll consider coming on in here, but for now, I don't have to. He's got +2 air weapons, +3 ground weapons. The Storms are good, the Novas are good, but this is an A move. This is just setting up the circles and going for it. And that's your good game. Well played. Hearthstone does tap out, and time is your winner there in 25 minutes and 55 seconds. Fantastic display of how to play Terran in a TVP, man. Patient, heavy Liberator, getting tons of Vikings to deal with the Tempests, and then just dodging the heck out of Disruptor and Storm. It's easy when you see time do it, but it's not that easy in real life. Resources lost, 47,000 for Hearthstone, 41,000 for time. Again, 6 Nexuses killed. No command centers, no planetary fortresses, no orbital commands down for time. 0. Hearthstone. 6 War Prisms died. That's a lot of War Prisms, man. 14 DTs, 58 Zealots, 85 probes. That is so hard to overcome. 85 probes died. Blah, 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 blah. 13 cannons, 2 warp gates. That's about it. Time ended up losing the majority of his resources in Marines, 146 of those, and Liberators, 31. Liberator, 69 Marauders, 19 Widow Mines, and 21 Vikings went down. Again, the upgrade advantage, hugely good there. All right, good. Well, that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.